That's it. Day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday. I wonder how early everyone's going to stop calling, texting, emailing today. I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We'll see what happens. But we have some AI drama, some Ford news to talk about. Actually, 2 pieces of Ford news. Double it up. Adrian, first comment again on the live stream. Give you the free Thanksgiving love. Thank you so much for being here with us. We love it so much. Kyle,
dude,
when does family
let that music lean in a little longer? And
sometimes you just need to let it go. When do people start arriving at your house? Is this a today thing?
People start arriving this afternoon. Yeah, it'll be like rolling out of work, heading into family dinner. So it'll be good.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you do like a prepared dinner tonight? Is that going to happen?
I mean, we cook every night, so I don't know.
Okay,
what my wife has on the table, but
it'll be food. You're eating dinner,
and it'll be cooked by her, and it'll be real good. So that's how we go.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah. I have I think mother-in-law coming in tonight, and then the horde is arriving tomorrow. We're gonna have like 30 people over.
The horde.
Just picture like this little stampede of people moving their way to my house.
Like,
nom 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 nom, and then they kind of like stampede their way out. Now it's a little bit better than that. Oh man, we're having a lot of fun. As you can tell, it's always a nice feeling before Thanksgiving. We had a couple things go on last night. We had a little premiere of kind of like a little evening premiere. We tried out an evening premiere of More Than Cars just to get it out there on the internet, a mashup of all 3 episodes of 1 through 3 anyway. And it's a fun, fast, like 27 minutes where we give you a little sneak peek of all those. That still lives on our Instagram account and on our YouTube channel. And we wanted to put something out there that you could share with some family or some friends who are interested about the industry or wonder why you're in the automotive industry or why you would sell cars for a living. You can be all quiet and be like, hey, well, show me the video of your industry.
You know what I love?
Financial services, health. Show me your video.
Yeah. What I loved is my family. We gathered around our TV last night, threw it up on the YouTube app. And my wife goes, wait a second. We're like halfway through. She goes, you guys threw some stuff in there I hadn't seen before.
There's some.
Yeah, that was our crew just like giving a couple little nuggets that weren't in. If you've seen all of episode 1 and 2, just check it out because there's a couple little nuggets that we threw in there, little side stuff that we had recorded that wasn't
director's cut.
Show. Yeah.
Director's cut stuff in there. What else we have going on? We have a buy one, get one sale going on at the ASOTU store. There's probably 1 or 2 items that might not be on the store just yet. The mint colored t-shirts are not up. I'm going to try to get those up today. Buy one, get one on any shirt, any hat that we have in stock. We still have a bunch of stuff. So do it up. We'll pack it. I will actually personally write a note to everyone who buys something.
Look at that.
Promise.
If you just want a handwritten note from Paul, buy something.
You got to buy something. And I will handwrite you a note for sure. 100% certain.
Speaking of handwritten notes.
Oh boy.
Get you right into the show there, baby.
So after a crazy wild few days, or probably the better part of a week now, I guess a calendar week, Sam Altman, the CEO, former CEO, now current CEO of OpenAI. He has been rapidly reinstated following intense pressure from stakeholders and a massive threat of exodus of hundreds of OpenAI employees. Unreal. So at 1 a.m. today, so this morning, so it's 9 o'clock right now, so 8 hours ago, Altman posted on X, and I'm going to quote his tweet. I love OpenAI, and everything I've done over the past few days has been in service of keeping this team and its mission together. When I decided to join Microsoft on Sunday evening, it was clear that was the best path for me and the team. With the new board now, there's a new board, and Satya's support, Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, I'm looking forward to returning to OpenAI and building on our strong partnership with Microsoft. So basically, some new people joining the board, including the ex-CEO of Salesforce. And, so was out, he's back in now. And Greg Brockman, OpenAI's co-founder, actually tweeted out, returning to OpenAI and getting back to coding tonight. The reason we're talking about this story first is because you may not understand the impact that it has on our industry and, across all industries, thousands of startups that now rely on OpenAI's API. Yep. But also a lot of automotive startups and tech building into and integrating with open. Like this was a potentially very disruptive thing.
If you thought that Amazon Hyundai was a big story, it pales in comparison to the fact that if for some reason the 700 employees that were a part of OpenAI were pressured into, because the board wouldn't have agreed to bring Altman back, if they would have moved, like the slowdown of the progress of technology development over the next 3 months until that got recouped would be incredible. It's clear that Satya and the whole team at Microsoft was like, this is a necessary thing. This is something that we have to see continue to live on. They have a massive multi-billion-dollar investment in OpenAI. And I suspect we're going to see even greater collaboration over the next few months, because now there's a deeper tie.
Now you owe us one.
Those two people are deeply intertwined with each other. The other really funny thing that happened last night, I think it was around 7 Central. Chat GPT was like down for 2 hours. So it was super ironic. The whole time.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That was
tweet late at night.
That wasn't connected. Yeah, that wasn't connected at all. It's amazing how this technology in the course of the last 9 months has actually become super like critical to a lot of things that are going on, or not like mission critical, but like very critical to growth and innovation. And it's really like a case study. These employees, the moment there was like this threat that they would want to leave, started immediately getting headhunted by Salesforce and Microsoft. Like they had somewhere to go. And yeah, it's just the drama. It's like, I don't know, it's like tech nerd drama that affects everybody.
Yep.
It's a very rare thing, actually. Exactly. I mean, some people mentioned like this board decision to oust the CEO is very similar to back in 1985 when the Apple board ousted Steve Jobs.
That's
we
right.
all know how that worked out.
So similar. Yeah.
We all know how that worked out. So yeah, whatever.
And if you just look back at Sam Altman on their AI day like a couple weeks ago, and you kind of track, there's a little bit of Steve Jobs in that guy.
Oh, you know? Without a doubt. Adrian in the comments, this is great. She said it was down last night while we were prepping email blasts.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like there are dealerships and dealer marketers out there relying on this to give them ability to execute at scale. So there you go. Speaking of executing at scale,
segue
time. Feel good about our segues so far. Ford announced yesterday that they are scaling back their plans for its EV battery plant in Marshall, Michigan, citing slower than expected EV adoption. We've been hearing that a lot lately. Ford is restarting construction. They had paused construction. They're restarting it, but reducing the plant's overall size and capacity, impacting their investment there and the job creation that they said was going to come. So the project now, originally they were saying 2,500 jobs. Now it's scaled back about 30% to 1,700 jobs, and a total investment cost cut back to $2.2 billion. I think it originally was like 3.5. Ford cites obviously EV adoption rate as an issue, UAW contracts as factors. They just kind of. How are you not going to say that at this point? You have to say that. They say they're still committed to EVs and the growth of EVs, but Mike Truby, Chief Communications Officer, said in a statement, "We want to be really disciplined about how we allocate capital and think about matching production and future capacity based on," check out this revolutionary comment, "demand."
Wow, no
what
way.
A concept.
It's a crazy concept. We've talked about this a few times over the last few weeks in the adjustment and scale. It was interesting yesterday. Who were you on? There's a great podcast coming out with a new friend of ours running an EV only used car retail operation. Right.
Alex Lawrence, right?
Alex Lawrence, yeah. EV Autos, if you haven't checked it, or evauto.com, and you can check out that podcast. I think it'll be releasing next week. But he said something like this: people don't want a smartphone, they want an iPhone. People don't want an EV, they want a Tesla.
Ooh.
And that kind of that hit me really interestingly here, because we're seeing a waning EV marketplace, but some of that is due to just the interest in the newcomers into the market. So we'll see how companies like Ford, who kind of have this dichotomy between a lot of adoption in the F-150 Lightning, less adoption in the Mach-E, and some other of their new products. So looks like they're looking at demand a little harder than they maybe were a couple months ago.
Well, speaking of things being adopted that have a EV battery in them.
Segue.
2 Ford stories in a row.
So Ford has actually stopped production of the Explorer and Lincoln Aviator hybrids, apparently redirecting focus to meet the high demand for the Explorer Police Interceptor Utility Hybrid.
Yeah, give me one of those.
There is strong demand out there, apparently, from police departments for the hybrid police vehicle. The Explorer Hybrid's limited efficiency improvement over the base model contributed to its discontinuation, only providing an additional 2 miles per gallon of efficiency. So essentially the citing is that that the Explorer right now is seeing a lot more people taking advantage of their 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine as opposed to the hybrid engine, because the difference in cost didn't make up for the difference in miles per gallon. But there's still a lot of policemen and police departments that are looking for these hybrid vehicles.
So I think this is like a big use case situation. And we've talked about use case across the EV adoption curve, different people that use their vehicles in different ways, having different levels of adoption because it fits how they want to use the vehicle. In this case, obviously the Explorer and the Aviator getting 2 more miles per gallon and saying you have a hybrid isn't exciting. However, the police's use case, you think about the vehicles sitting down for a long period of time, just with lights on, sitting somewhere at a traffic, at a construction zone or something like that, or a crime scene, right? Great use where the engine doesn't have to be running. You have the extended battery. Also, it still puts out a lot of horsepower, and a
lot of get up and go.
A lot of get up and go, right? So they're like, the maintenance and the use costs, fuel costs, significantly less because the use case fits. So I think bravo to Ford for just saying like, okay, customers don't want the hybrid because it only gets 2 miles
Here's
a gallon
a place
more.
where demand lives. Focus your energy.
Two things in a row, right? Let's build products that match consumer demand. That is such a novel concept.
Yep, exactly.
Business school should catch on.
I saw actually another article from Bloomberg that we didn't include this morning, just citing the differences in commercial adoption of EVs and hybrid vehicles in China, in Europe, and the US. And we're still behind them. We know that we're behind them in residential or consumer adoption, but the commercial adoption across the board is greater than the consumer adoption. And
that makes sense.
It makes a ton of sense because these companies can buy at scale, they can buy at reduced pricing.
Back to use case. Commercial use case is much more predictable.
Yep.
And you're having like the people making the decisions are like fleet managers, business managers. It's not an emotional decision, right? It's like, well, if we can make it fit the use case and it fits the P&L, then we're going to get it.
There you go.
I don't know. We'll take it. Hey, we hope you have an amazing time with your family tomorrow. We'll drop a little pod tomorrow morning just to say hi. But whatever happens, travel safe, love people more than you love cars, and eat lots of turkey.